Hello everyone and welcome to COMPSCI 2120. I'm going to be your instructor for the course. My name is Jacob, and today for this intro video we're going to be going over the course website and over the week 1 module for the course. So what is this course? It's a Python course. In this course you're going to learn how to program in Python, and as we move along, you'll learn a bit about data structures and then eventually some applications of Python that you're going to find useful, hopefully in your research or in your jobs or in your studies. So, how is the course going to run? It's an online-only course, so you don't have to be in person for any aspect of the course. There are going to be modules which will have lecture videos, sort of, with some reading and some homework and textbook reading and activities and things like this. So these modules will be online and they will be asynchronous. So you're not going to have any lecture times for the course. You're just going to receive a new module at the start of every week. So for this week we have this module, and you follow along and go to the end and then read the text for next week. And some weeks you might have some activities to do or some problems and things like this. So that's how it's going to be for class time. Nothing to attend, no time to show up. Tutorials are going to be a little bit different. They will be run at a given time. So your TA will run an online session and you'll have to join that session at the tutorial time. And I'll talk a bit about more tutorials. I'll talk a bit more about tutorials in the outline portion of the video. So my office hours are going to be set Fridays from noon to 1, and you're going to reach me via Zoom. I'll post the link, and if you want to email me, just reach me at jmorris6@uwo.ca. So let's jump into this week's module. Welcome to the course once again. So what's the point of this course? So my goal for the course is that you will start to understand programming through the lens of Python. So Python's my favorite language. I've used it more than any other language. I love it, and I think you're going to love it too as soon as you start working with it and getting some things working. So yeah, what's the point? Moreover, what's the point of the course? That you can grasp Python and moreover use it for some sort of applications that are useful to you. So say you're a researcher and you have a huge data set you need to work with, and you can't manually go through it and sort certain items. So Python would be very useful for that. Specifically, you could use pandas and data frames and things like that. And these are some topics that we're going to hopefully get into in the course. So let's go over the course outline. There are 3 names for the course. I'm just going to call it 2120. For prerequisites, the only prerequisites are one of these, if you're coming from the digital humanities stream. But if you're in the course, I assume you have the prerequisites. Once again, here's my name and here's my email. Make sure that if you are emailing me, you use your Western email. To reiterate again, the course is 100% online. Lectures, or modules in this case, are going to be asynchronous, meaning you don't have to show up for any time. Tutorials are going to be synchronous, online, meaning you have to show up for a certain time and your TA will lead the session. Topics for the course, I'm not going to list these topics, but the general flow of the course is going to start with an intro to Python, and we'll move towards data structures and then eventually to some good applications. And as the course evolves and as the time goes by, I might decide to add things or remove things based on how the course is going, how the kind of feedback I'm getting from you, and just know that some of the later topics, they might be changed, but here's a general overview of what we've laid out so far for the course. So some important dates to note: your reading week is going to be November 2nd, the last day of class is going to be December 9th, and sometime after December 9th is going to be your exam period. Here's your textbook. It is a great textbook. It's free, it's online, and it will help you throughout this course. Just follow along with the textbook, and you'll see at the end of each module you have some reading from this textbook that you'll have to do. So make sure you do that, and you should be fine for the course. The primary course website is the one that we were just on, and you're also going to be wanting to use OWL. So make sure that you're frequently checking both the primary course website and OWL as well. So one important thing to talk about is the technical requirements for the course. So you're going to need a computer or a laptop, you're going to need internet, and you're also going to need a webcam. So why a webcam? For your final exam, we're going to be using ProctorTrack, which is an automated proctoring software. And the way this works is your webcam will be on while you're taking your exam, and it'll just monitor and make sure that, for example, there aren't 5 other people in the room with you helping you to do your exam. So having a computer, an internet connection, and a webcam are essential for the course. You should also have a microphone. It's suggested for potentially ProctorTrack, but also for the office hours and for your tutorials. So ideally, you're going to want those 4 things. You're also going to want to install Anaconda to get Python on your computer, but we'll go over that in another video. In terms of how you're going to be evaluated for this course, we are going to have 4 assignments, and the last one's going to be a little bit more intensive, so it's worth a little more. The first assignment is going to be due at the end of this month on the Friday, and I'm going to be releasing that soon, in the next week or 2. What are activities? They're sort of small homework assignments that are going to be graded lightly, and those are going to be due at the end of the week whenever they're released. So if you see an activity on a particular week, it's going to be due that Friday at 11:59. Final exam is going to be 40%, and that's going to be sometime during the exam period. An important thing about assignments. So assignments are going to be submitted via OWL. Same with your activities. But none of these are going to be accepted late. So make sure that you're submitting well before the deadline, ideally at least a couple hours before. As long as you're doing that, you will be fine for your grades. Make sure you're not submitting after the deadline, or else you will get a grade of 0. So make sure you're doing that. A little bit about tutorials. What they are is they give you a chance to work with the TA and with other students on some problems and on some programming. So you might be working on activities or assignments, or on problems of the week, which will be posted, and basically the TA will decide how the tutorials are running, but the idea is you get extra help and extra practice with Python. These, again, are going to be conducted online via Zoom or whatever format your TA decides. But when you do attend, you're attending at a particular time. These are synchronous tutorials. These tutorials are not mandatory, so that's important. They are optional, and they're for your benefit, so I suggest you go to them. I also suggest that you read through this entire outline to get all the details, because I'm just brushing over it. And I'm not really going to go over the rest of it. It's just more on accommodations and accessibility, plagiarism, academic policies, and different supports that you can reach out to. So How has Python been useful for me? Well, the first two pictures here are sort of showing what I'm working on. And currently what I'm doing is I'm taking a fruit fly, the fruit fly brain, a map of the fruit fly brain, and I'm projecting that onto an artificial neural network. And what I'm doing is I'm feeding into that network, I'm feeding different odors, and it's classifying those odors into one of 4 different classes. So it's basically a biologically based neural network, and that's my current project, and that's all in Python. This other set of 2 images has to do with my engineering capstone. So what I did is, with a group of people, we took these brain-computer interface headsets, which a user will wear this headset, and it'll read their brainwaves. And basically it generates a graph like this, and with a Python script, we're reading the different plots and seeing, okay, well, if the spike looks like this, it looks like this, looks like this, then that must mean that the person blinked at this time. Another spike might correspond to an eyebrow raise, another spike might correspond to a jaw clench. So automatically, from the user blinking or raising their eyebrows, the Python script is able to detect what that person is doing based off of their EEG signals. So there's a wide range of things you can do with Python, and for me, I'm just hoping you can get into it and do some cool stuff. Why do we have a website for the course? Well, it was made with Sphinx, and when you're going through all the Python libraries and documentation, most of them use Sphinx to document the code. So I figured, along with the other previous instructors for the course, that Sphinx was a good way to go for the course website because of this. How is this class going to work? It's completely online. Well, a lot of these things we've already covered, so you know what, I'm just going to skip through some of this. OWL is going to be used for submitting your assignments. It's going to be used for announcements, and there are going to be forums on there where you can talk with other students, with the TAs, and with me. So finally, if you need any help, make sure you reach out to the forums, reach out to TAs, reach out to me. We're all here to help you out with the course, and I do want to say that I don't want to punish you with this course. I don't want you to get a poor grade. As long as you're interested in trying, I want you to do well. So just make sure you reach out to me if you need any help, and I'm not going to try to make this any more difficult than it would have to be. What I really want is for you to just learn some basic Python, some basic data structures, and some useful applications. And for me, if you have all of that, then you should be getting a good grade in the course. So, can we start programming in Python yet? Probably not. First, what you're going to have to do is set Python up on your computer, as well as potentially an IDE. So in the next video, we're going to show you how to do that. So that's it for now. Take care, and we'll see you next time.